the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream for Thursday, March 19th. S&P futures down 48. Just started to bounce, but then they're getting pushed back down. NASDAQ down 221, Russell down 33, Dow down 305. Gold and silver taking it on the chin. Gold down almost 7%, silver down over 12%. Notes and bonds, a little bit red. 10-year yield up almost 1%. Oil up 1.5%. Natural gas up 5.5%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all green. Euro and the pound pretty flat. And Bitcoin down 2.5%. VIX up 7.73%, currently at 27.03. FOMC yesterday, market basically just trailed off all afternoon, continued throughout the night. Did have a little bounce last night, but then more selling. Yeah, Hondo, I like the elevator music too. It's the pre-intro song. I find myself singing that as I walk around during the day sometimes. Ba 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 da 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 da. I'm going to fire one DTE Iron Condor this morning near the open. Going to might need to make an adjustment to our I got a couple time machines open that are going to be below the put strike. The 8-9 that I put in late yesterday, trade number 82, I believe. That one actually looks like it might be fine, but the longer duration one that I put on earlier in the day, number 81, I may make an adjustment to that one. We'll see where it opens up. I'll check it here before we get going on the day trades. I just love life, Anil, that's all. You know? Just love life. Got about 20 seconds till the opening bell. I mean, what is retirement really anyway, though, Watson? Come on. I mean, what is that? You just trade that fund. All right, here we go. Here's the opening bell. We got the SPX expected range according to the TOS option chain of over 61. And the stocks immediately dropped. S&P through pre-market lows, NASDAQ down. S&P down a full percent. NASDAQ and Russell down about 1.25. So Both those double calendars are, yeah, obviously below the put strike. But I'm going to give this market a little bit of time here. If we continue just falling, then I may just have to close them for a loss because it'll be a little bit too late to adjust. But I have an order in on, let me get this posted real quick in the transformer channel. I mean, that the 8-9 that I put on yesterday, it's not too far away from transforming, even though it's down close to the lower break even. If we get a bounce, could hit. So I'm just going to hold it for now. And why did my 1DTE not fire? Now it did. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Everything's falling for the most part except for Netflix, which tried to make a big push, but it's even coming back down. Chip stocks all coming down. Banks are all around previous day low, but trying to bounce. Hood's trying to bounce. S&P trying to bounce back above pre-market lows. NASDAQ a little bit weaker. Russell not quite as weak since the open. Microsoft trying to bounce a little bit. Microsoft and Meta and Apple trying to bounce. Netflix still chopping around unchanged. Tesla and Nvidia and Amazon super weak. PLTR starting to bounce. NASDAQ's a little bounce, got pushed back down. Russell's trying to bounce. Some of the chips starting to bounce. Apple close to going positive on the day. Microsoft still bouncing. All right, Q's starting to bounce a little bit. Tesla getting a little bounce. PLTR's bounce, getting kind of pushed back down. Not much to do here yet, my friends. Russell definitely acting the strongest since the open of the three indices. Microsoft still bouncing. SMCI just went green. Getting a nice bounce in AVGO, MU, SNDK. Indices bouncing now. PLTR just went green. Had some aggressive bounces there. Microsoft just went green. Apple going green. Tesla, Nvidia staying pretty weak. Especially Nvidia. Bitcoin bouncing as well. PLTR strong. Strong move. PLTR, I'm going to load up some 1DTE calls. I would do the 155s. Nice little early flush and recover in PLTR. I'm also going to load some calls in Microsoft. 1DTE, I would do the 395s. I'll do the 392.5s. Microsoft holding right at previous day high. Indices still bouncing. Russell's still leading. Watching PLTR. Little pullback to previous day close. I'm watching PLTR and Microsoft. Microsoft rejecting a little bit. SMCI looks good too. If we get some continuation on this bounce. PLTR and Microsoft both dipping. Pretty healthy pullback. Weakness coming in. Indices dipping a little bit, except for the Russell. Tesla kind of below that November 14th low. I'm going to load up some Tesla puts. I would do the 380 puts. Apple staying strong, pushing into the green still. Intel pushing, getting some bounce in some chip stocks. Not much of a bounce out of NVIDIA though. SMCI rejecting now. Lulu calendar. No, I closed that the day after, I believe. Yeah, that next morning. All right, PLTR is starting to pop back up. Watching PLTR. Yeah, PLTR, I don't really have a good entry here. I wanted to catch it a little bit lower when it was bouncing, but it's a little too late. Let's see if it pulls back. Nice dip buy up in the Qs and the SPYs. PLTR going through highs. Getting some buyers coming in across the board now. Apple through pre-market highs. Amazon, which was weak early, big bounce. Meta trying to bounce. AV Go-Go, nice bounce. Intel just went green. PLTR is pulling back a little bit now. Microsoft is a little bit weaker. NVIDIA starting to get a nice bounce. Microsoft now dipping below previous day low. Chips are bouncing. PLTR all the way back to unchanged. We'll see if it wants to bounce again here. Microsoft still dipping. Tesla still bouncing. Intel, nice push into positive territory. S&DK bouncing. Nice bounce in the indices. Cryptos are bouncing. The only potential entry I saw today was that PLTR when it pulled back and then started to pop back above previous day close. Could have caught a first profit target and then it fell back down. So still really nothing good out there that I'm seeing. Still nothing I want to get involved with. Be back in 1 minute. S&P, NASDAQ dipping a little bit now. Tesla rolling over. My 1 DTE is already up 20%. Still watching PLTR. Still holding above unchanged. Starting to bounce. All right, I'm going to take PLTR. Filled at 132. That's on the 155 calls. Keeps holding that level like it wants to go higher here. Let's see if we can get a push into highs of day and beyond. Put my first profit target at 152, which is just below highs of day. Need the indices to stay strong. S&P, NASDAQ pushing. Russell's just been straight up since the open. I guess the other ones have pretty much too. Little dip early. SNDK still marching. All the big banks are kind of around unchanged. Cryptos are still down, but bouncing, kind of like most things. Meta's just kind of choppy. Microsoft couldn't continue that initial strength. Nvidia's now bouncing after being weak early. Tesla trying to continue its bounce. Amazon kind of rejecting previous day low. Apple little pullback after being strong. I have my first profit target at 152 set in PLTR. which these are 1 DTE, so if it doesn't get there fairly quickly, I may have to lower it if I start getting some premium decay, but kept bouncing off that level. Thought we might get a quick little pop with some strength coming in the rest of the market. Look at that little Russ. Look at little Russ go. When that little Russ gets going, it can go. S&DK still pushing. Really just a guess, Elliot. Just kind of, just from trading them so much, I kind of have an idea of where it will be. And then, if you see my screen, it shows up kind of the approximate level on your chart to give you an idea. But yeah, it's just kind of a guesstimate. Meta falling. All right, getting some weakness coming in. S&P and NASDAQ, little dip. SMCI just popped through highs. Intel new highs. AMD, MU, S&DK running. SMH, all the chips running. NVIDIA still bouncing. Come on, Poulter. Get on board. PLTR just not doing anything. Not doing nothing. Not doing a darn nothing. Look at SanDisk go. Hit all-time highs yesterday. Had a little dip overnight with the MU earnings. Now it's both MU and SanDisk are pumping. S&P, NASDAQ just kind of chopping for the last 15 minutes. Bitcoin starting to roll over. IWM new highs. I might just cut PLTR here. Just did not. I mean, the market was running and it just didn't do anything. I'll give it a minute. If it starts to dip, though, I'm just going to cut it. I still have Tesla puts loaded here if this market starts to get weak. Tesla bounced, but definitely not as much as some things here. All right, PLTR is on the chopping blocks. All right, I'm going to cut in PLTR. I'm watching Tesla puts here. I've got the 380 puts loaded. Kind of broke below. That green line on my chart is the November 14th lows in Tesla. Kind of pushed below it, bounced. It's kind of chopping right at it. Nope, pop back up. Chips popping. Intel raging. SMCI nice rip. SNDK about to go green. PLTR pop back up too. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell new highs. Definitely a little quick to cut PLTR, but it's still not showing really good relative strength, so I don't mind. Even though it kind of popped right back up, I don't mind being out of that one. Netflix staying super weak. Looks more like a short squeeze than a dead cat bounce to me, Watson. I mean, how far can this dead cat bounce? The cat kind of feels like it has a little bit of life in it. Watson's not talking to me today. He's ignoring me. He might just be out tending his goats. I kind of like PLTR short. I'm going to load up some 150 puts. Tesla or PLTR short if we start to roll over. S&P, NASDAQ, quick little head fake. Russell finally pulling back. I'm going to take PLTR puts here. It's the 150s. Filled at $1.27. It couldn't hold that previous day low or couldn't stay green here. So if this market starts to roll over, I think PLTR and possibly Tesla go lower, kind of lead lower. Oh, there he is. He's back. He was just getting his chart to prove me wrong. Netflix at lows. I can do whatever I want, Dark Avenger. Why are you always trying to tell me what to do? Put my first profit target at 150 in PLTR. Tesla still chopping around that 383 level. Diabolical as in awesome. I usually use diabolical and synonymous with being awesome. So thanks. Appreciate that. You just sit in the stands. Watch the big boys play the game. Still watching Tessie too. S&P still pulling back. QQQ's buying it up a little bit. Watching Tesla. I'm on the 380 puts if I go in. What you gonna do, Tessie? What you gonna do? All right, I'm gonna take Tesla puts. Filled at 363 and 365. Put my first profit target in Tesla at 440. PLTR coming down, getting close. Actually, I'm going to lower my Tesla to 430. PLTR is at 150, getting close. It's trading at about 146. PLTR just need a little tick lower. Intel still pushing higher. S&P, NASDAQ, little dip buy up. Meta hit new lows. Tesla coming down. Orders at 430. PLTR hit 150. Tesla getting close to my 430. Boom, 430 hit. That's what I call diabolical right there. That's the definition. Hitting profit targets, diabolical. Tesla, I'll put in 490 for my next one. Let's go 480, see if I can hit that right at lows of day. PLTR, I'll put one in at 175, which also is just above lows of day. S&P, NASDAQ rolling over. Watson was right. Dead cat bounce. Damn it. Hey, thanks for always fact-checking me on Perplexity too, Dark Avenger. Appreciate that. Who uses Perplexity anyway? If you say so. Tezzy getting close to my 480. Come on, Tezzy, hit it. Hit it, Tezzy. $4.75. There's 480 filled in Tesla. Tesla right at lows of day. Bitcoin all the way back down to lows. All right, PLTR, I'm ready for my second profit target. You just need to go to lows of day, that's all. Just a little low o day. Let's see, what's holding up well here? NVIDIA's not really rolling over after being weak early, and it bounced. It's kind of holding up. MU and SNDK still holding up. Intel. Intel's got that sweet government put behind it. All right, PLTR coming down. Let's see if it can hit my next profit target, which is set at 175. Meta breaking through lows. PLTR hit 175. Apple coming back to unchanged. Negative, Krish. Negative. SMH starting to pull back a little bit. S&P heading back towards lows. Big rollover in the Russell, which was leading the way up. Bitcoin almost through pre-market lows. So Tesla, I've got a 3 lot left in. PLTR, I've got 5. I'll try to take 3 more PLTRs off at $2. It's coming down, just broke through lows. Tesla hasn't really broken through lows yet. It's trying to hold. What do you mean, how, Abash? He's a freaking fortune teller. Don't you know this? You don't ask a wizard how his crystal ball works. Ooh. Just got filled on my 8-9 to transform. How about them apples? Hang on a second. Let me get that posted. Nice. I like getting that locked because it was heading down near the lower break even. Ooh, here comes a bounce. All right. Well, Tezzy and PLTR both bouncing here. Just got my couple little runners on in each, but it's kind of an aggressive bounce. Look at MU flying. Trump Daddy say something? That was kind of aggressive. 1DTE's up 32%. Did I put the wrong number? I'm gonna let this PLTR and Tesla bounce. I'm gonna let it go for a minute. See if this is just a fake bounce. Yes, sorry, correction. I don't know. I don't know where I got number 89 from. All right. Ooh, this is still bouncing. Still bouncing here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut. This is Tesla filled at 351. PLTR filled at $1.30. All right. One loser in PLTR, one winner in PLTR, one winner in Tezzy. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream. I'm going to look for another time machine here. I might wait for this bounce to kind of settle down though. But all right, I'll wrap the stream. Oh, by the way, I'm not doing Power Hour today because I'm teaching a class right after the market closes. It's a free class on day trading, not something that you guys will be necessarily interested in just because you got all the real details of the course. It's more just kind of a high-level overview for non-members, but no Power Hour. All right, all. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Talk to you soon.